These are inspired by Earth, and these are inspired by Chinese Black Friday. Unfortunately, I'm not joking. Another day, another colorway, because that is the modern day football boot market, and I have two of the latest Mercurial colorways here to show you. One being a general release, the other one actually being special edition. The special edition one, which only released as a Mercurial Vapor 13 Elite, is the Singles Day colorway, which, like I said in the intro, is kind of like a Chinese Black Friday. So they released these in celebration of that. And this is the new Terra Pack colorway that I have here in the form of the Superfly 7 Elite. You can also get this as a vapor, and there is also a Phantom Venom in this colorway as well, likely a Tiempo and a Phantom Vision to follow relatively soon. So what we're gonna do in this video is take a closer look at both of these fairly unique colorways. We'll talk a little bit about the performance and tech specs around the Nike Mercurial series, and of course we'll take a look at both boots on feet. So if you wanna learn more about them, please stick around, watch the entire review, and if you're interested in either of these for yourself, they are currently available below their normal retail prices. These with Black Friday sales you can get for around 170 bucks right now, normally 250. These you can also get some significant discounts on. So if you're interested in either of these below their normal retail prices, you can click the first link down below or the little pop-up in the corner of the screen. That's going to take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find exclusive SR4U coupon codes to pick them up below their normal retail prices. So both come in the same silver and black Nike box that you get with any top-end model, and both also include a string bag. The Singles Day string bag is orange and black in color to match the boots. Big Mercurial M there in black on the front, but the back of the bag is actually black with black strings, so a little bit unique in that regard. It gets a rating of a single out of a double, and then the Terra Pack one comes in, again, a Terra Pack colored bag, which is kind of like a desert sand is the best way I would describe it. You have the Mercurial M in black on the front, black strings, nothing on the back. It gets a rating of Earth out of Saturn, 0.2. As for the boots themselves, the Singles Day Vapors, I think actually look really good. And honestly, it's a very simple combination of colors that we don't typically get on Mercurials. They tend to go for something a little bit more unique and a little bit more flashy most of the time. But as you can see, these have a black Flyknit base to them. It does have some orange detailing in the Nike skin covering that has those little kind of arrows, the small little lines. And then also the high tenacity yarns, if you look very closely, are orange in color, which gives it that kind of two-tone effect. But ultimately, especially from a distance, the boots look mostly black. It does have a white Nike swoosh as an outline here on the lateral side, the Mercurial branding and the pinstripe in white on the medial side, and then all of the normal Mercurial and Just Do It branding in orange, but not just regular orange. It's actually a reflective material, but it's not really that reflective. If you look at this picture taken with the flash, it's kind of like half reflective. It's the best way I can describe it, but it still looks pretty cool nonetheless. And then you can see on the sole plate base, you still maintain the split sole, and it does have a wearable finish element, only in the form of this kind of iridescent white strip that you have running through the forefoot. The orange plastic at the tip of the toe and the orange plastic at the heel is just that orange plastic, so it will not wear away. As for the Terra Pack Superfly, which by the way, the pack was originally supposed to be called Planet Football, but they changed the name for whatever reason. You can see they've gone with a unique color for the upper that is desert sand. So it is kind of a sand color, as you can see with the Flyknit base. It does have the black high tenacity yarns, but then it has this Nike skin top layer that has a little bit of a shiny, almost light gold effect to it, which I think just looks really good. I posted a picture of these on Instagram, and a lot of you guys commented that they look like dirty white boots, which I guess is a fair criticism to make. But as a whole, I kind of like this unique color, even though it's also not really gonna match anyone's kit. I guess that's not what they were going for though. As far as the swoosh is concerned, you can see that is black in color. Same with the Mercurial branding there on the medial side. And then of course you'll notice the pattern that runs through the heel as well as the midfoot area of the split sole is not the usual Just Do It Mercurial branding. Instead, it kind of has this dot camo pattern to it that almost looks at like the moon or something like that. You know, when you look at the moon, you can see all the craters. That's kind of what this pattern reminds me of. I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be, but I do think that it looks quite cool, and it is a little bit of a change up from other Mercurial colorways, despite this not being a limited edition release. It does have the green Nike football branding that you would typically find across the back of the heel, and then the outsole is where things get a little bit controversial. They've gone with the colors of the Hulk with the purple and green, which does work, I guess, with the desert sand. It's not my personal favorite combination, if I'm being honest. I would have gone with just solid black for the outsole, and I think the boots would have looked a lot cleaner, but obviously they were going for something a little bit different. And as it is, I don't think that it looks bad, and it's also nice that this is not a wearable finish in any way. All of the colors are the plastic material itself. The Terra Pack Mercurials also have a different pattern for the insole. It is physically exactly the same, but obviously it doesn't have the standard Nike grip branding. Instead, it's gray in color with the Planet Football logo that personally I think they probably should have put on the heel. I know that's what they did with the Venoms. They didn't do it with the Mercurials for whatever reason. Either way, it's a cool little detail, and personally I like it when they do this kind of thing. As for the boots themselves, the speed boot category in today's football boot market is extremely competitive, but you can pretty much always bet on the Mercurials being some of the best options out there, and that is definitely the case with this current generation. I think the highlight of what the Mercurial series currently has on offer versus everyone else is the aggressive traction and the responsiveness that both of these boots offer. It's just better than anything else that you can buy. Not to mention that the barefoot touch is pretty good. The boots are relatively lightweight, and they're also pretty comfortable considering how tight that they fit. Not to say that there aren't other great options in the speed boot category, but if you really value responsiveness and aggressive traction, like I said, there's nothing better than this. And I think the highlight of what Nike has done with this current generation of Mercurial is this Flyknit upper with the combination of high tenacity yarns, which is kind of like a variation of Brio cables or Flywire that we have seen on different Mercurials and different boots from Nike in the past, but basically it's all intertwined into one upper. So you don't have these individual strips creating pressure points, you just have the upper being structured all the way through while still maintaining an incredible amount of flexibility and softness, which does give it this very comfortable sock-like sensation on your feet, which we've never really had from these sock boots, even from the Mercurial Superfly 4, that I think people have such fond memories of. If you're a fan of that boot and you really like that particular upper, trust me when I say that the Flyknit upper on this new generation of Mercurial, whether you go for the Superfly or the Vapor, is seriously that much better. Speaking of Superfly versus Vapor, there really isn't much of a difference between the two. The main difference is the addition of a collar on the Superfly, which offers no performance benefit, but if you like the look and feel of having a collar, then by all means spend the extra 25 bucks and buy the Superfly. Otherwise, save the money and get the Vapor because, like I said, they're exactly the same. When it comes to traction, like I said, these boots really can't be beat by anything right now. I would definitely recommend the firm ground stud pattern for use on natural grass. I wouldn't use this particular variation on AG fields, even though a lot of people do. If that is the case and you still want Mercurials, I would strongly recommend going for the AG Pro variation. But on natural grass, the amount of bite that you get with these chevron studs is very, very impressive. And then of course, with the anatomic sole plate base, that this boot still has a carryover feature since the Superfly 5 and Vapor 11, the boot just feels very connected to the base of your foot. Combine that with the super responsive and remarkably structured upper with the laces tied tight, and you end up with this one-to-one connection that I don't think any other speed boot or football boot on the market right now can really provide as well as these ones do. So as you might have expected, I have swapped out the desert sand colored laces on the Terra Pack Superfly, and I've replaced them for some black reflective SR4U replacement laces that accent very nicely with the black Nike swoosh, as well as all the little black details that you have within the Flyknit uppers. Not to mention that while these boots will get dirty because they're a light colored Flyknit, the laces, because they're black, will maintain their black look. It's also a great way of changing up the style of your boots to make them different from everybody else with the same colorway. So if you're looking to change up the style of your boots in a very inexpensive way, the website to visit is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in some, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, as you'd expect from a pair of Mercurials, the boots fit really, really tight. And the shape that they've gone with here on this latest generation, I think is near perfect. It wraps your foot very closely. They got the volume just right, and they don't feel like they're squeezing your feet to the point where they're being completely suffocated. So from a comfort standpoint, something that the Mercurial series is not necessarily known for, not say that these are the most comfortable boots out there, because that is far from the truth, but as far as speed boots and as far as Mercurials go, they are definitely above average in terms of overall comfort if you like something that has that super tight fit. As far as the difference in fit and feel between the Superfly and the Vapor, there really isn't any. Yes, the Superfly has this collar, but quite honestly, it's almost impossible to feel it when you're wearing the boots. They just don't feel different at all. So again, the collar is more of a visual personal preference rather than something that's going to impact the fit or feel of the boots in any way at all. Width-wise, because of the tight fit, I definitely think that these are going to be better suited for people with regular to narrow width feet. If you have wide feet, you probably can get away with wearing these as long as you don't mind a tight fit, but in general, I would not recommend these for wider foot types. Although, if you do have wide feet and you've worn Mercurials in the past, you kind of know what to expect with these and you're probably not gonna have too many issues. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is perfect. So if you're looking to order a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. To make a long story short, if you're a fan of speed boots and or knitted boots, there's a lot to like about the current generation of Mercurial. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in either of these for yourself, you can find links to the review pages down below in the description, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes to pick these up below their normal retail prices. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you don't miss out on the next new video. All my social media information is also linked down below. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.